The 3 crosses were now laid on the ground. That of Jesus was in the middle. He was seized roughly by the soldiers, stripped of his garments, and placed upon the implement of torture. His arms were stretched along the crossbeams, and into the center of those divine hands, long, rough nails were driven up to the hilt. Then through both feet nails were also plunged, tearing their way through the quivering flesh. At the sight of this inconceivable horror, the crowd broke away from the soldiers and stood aghast at the fearful spectacle. And then the accursed tree, with its living human burden hanging upon it in helpless agony, and suffering fresh torture with every movement, was slowly lifted up with strong arms and fixed firmly in the hole prepared for it. As the cross fell into place, it seemed as if the body of Jesus would be wrenched from the nails. The cross swayed for a moment or two, and then the long, bitter agony of the 3 last hours of his life had begun. Every act of Jesus in these last 3 hours of his life is full of significance for the Christian heart. He has passed from insult to insult, from torture to torture. He has seen himself betrayed by Judas, denied by Peter, forsaken by the other apostles and disciples. He has been the victim of the envy of the high priests, of the mockery of Herod, of the weakness of Pilate. He hangs there exhausted, dying from the long stretch of the physical and mental agony he has undergone. And yet, never was he more divine than during these last hours of his earthly life. Before the eyes of his eternal Father, the ignominious wood of the cross was slowly changing into an altar. The shame with which they had covered him was turning into glory, and the very tablet they had nailed to the cross in mockery and derision proclaimed loudly to the world, from that day to this, that this is Jesus, the immortal Son of God. This is the God-man who came to redeem the world. Amen.